Hey, real students, thanks for tuning in to my interview with Mark Jackson from the amazing The Orville New Horizons. The season has been epic, and you know what else is epic? Before we get to the interview, this is epic. This jacket could be yours. All you have to do is join Real School's TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. I finally started a TikTok after years on YouTube, and the fact is, my delay is your gain. Find the TikTok version of this particular video where I talk about the giveaway. All you have to do is follow, and then in the comment section of that video, let me know what your favorite episode of Season 3, The Orville New Horizons, has been. It's that simple. But otherwise, I hope you enjoy the interview, and I hope to see you over at TikTok. I wanted to ask the important question first. I want to know, how often are you pulling a funny face to one of your castmates under that helmet of yours?
I mean, what would be the point in that, right? No one would see it. It would be my own little private joke. No, I don't think I've ever done that. What I have done is yawned quite a bit. What else? Isaac, and I need to talk to the writers about this, when he's suited up, often has a lot of time just standing there and not engaging. And if you ever see a scene where Isaac doesn't actually speak and he's just standing there because he's got to be there, I'm definitely looking pretty bored under that helmet. But when I'm acting as Isaac under the suit, what I'm doing under there is exactly what you see when he's human Isaac. Becoming human Isaac in the last 2 seasons has been great because I've just continued doing what I was doing under the suit. There was no need for a complete reinvention or build-up of character. It was all already there. Just took the eggshell off and there it was.
That's an amazing process, especially considering I read that you came from predominantly a theatrical background before this arguably being your big break. So how much do you have to fight the expression and the energy that you would put out on a stage when television is already a very small media for actors? You know, you have to go smaller. And then as Isaac, you have to go even smaller than that.
Yeah, I think every actor has to face this challenge with transitioning between TV and theater. It's probably not the right way to look at it. I think the best way to look at it is acting for camera is a very, very subtle, very naturalistic way of performing, which every actor is capable of. It's theater that needs the additional training, the additional skills to create a performance that can be read, understood, and felt and heard on the back row of a 1,000-seater theater. So it's more that theater requires the additional work rather than thinking of camera acting as requiring less work and pulling back, and because no actor wants to feel like they're having to pull back and internalize and all that. It's very unhelpful. Interestingly, that is the way that most people look at it. Most people talk about it, and I think for an actor like myself who moved from theater, it wasn't helpful.
I love that. That's actually the first time I've ever heard that. So that's really interesting to put it in perspective like that. I remember LeVar Burton at the time. I know you're a big Next Generation fan. He had talked about when he was playing Geordi, how the visor limited in terms of what he could do as a performer because you can't see eyes, and eyes are all about the connection. What skill set do you pull upon, do you think, the most? Is it the physicality? Is it the movement? Is it your vocal work as Isaac? Because you are basically acting faceless with this character. And yet, if you look on the internet, it's a terrible place sometimes, but I tell you, the support for Isaac in your performance, especially this season, has been tremendous because of what you've been able to do despite being a faceless character. So what do you draw upon to really, help the humanity of Isaac?
Well, first of all, I just want to say the fan response to this season has been so wonderful. It gives me great joy to go on Twitter or Instagram and just see how much the fans are enjoying this season. It's all for them, really. It's all ultimately for them. And it's very, very heartwarming to see that they're loving it. I think what I realized, it was sort of after the first season, really, but I realized that actually when I'm in the suit, I'm not an actor, I'm more of a puppeteer, which helped me because I understand, his struggles with the visor, because actors have an ego, which is essential for being able to get up there and do what we do. It's, ego is, or ego, I think Americans would say, is often considered to be a negative thing, or a prideful, boastful thing, or whatever. And sure, that's fine. But in actors, it's absolutely essential. You need it to be able to get up on a stage in front of 1,000 people. You need it to be able to get right up in front of a camera and give a performance that is truthful, that you believe in, that you have confidence in. So when you put a visor in front of an actor's eyes, or you take away their face, I felt limited. I felt constrained. When I realized he was a puppeteer, I'm a puppeteer, when I'm in the suit, it gave me the opportunity to really focus on what puppeteers do best, which is all about physicality. It's all about expression through another object, the puppet itself, which is the suit. So yeah, I found that incredibly helpful. It gave my ego a break. But of course, playing human Isaac brings the function of my actor's ego back into the role, which is great, and I get the best of both worlds in that respect, which is really helpful, and really, really fun to play. I can't really think of any other actor who gets that chance on television right now. So I'm very, very lucky.
And we're lucky to see your performance when you're able to do so. Speaking of human Isaac, just to kind of not predict the future, because obviously you can't tell us anything at this point. I know San Diego Comic-Con is right around the corner for a lot of you. Yeah. Fans are hoping for a big renewal announcement, I'm sure. Where would you like to see Isaac's character go? Because the one thing I wanted to put to you so far is how much the writing team obviously trusts you, trusts Penny and this storyline, because you have, especially this season, gotten some of the lion's share in terms of the drama of this season. And where do you see yourself going with this character, or where's some areas that perhaps you haven't gone yet that you would like to try?
It's interesting, I think Isaac started out in episode 1, season 1, as being this sort of weird outsider character who was kind of there for laughs and a bit of context to frame the human stories nicely. But you're right, he's become central to this season, and it's been very exciting to play, along with his relationship with Penny, of course. And I think without Isaac, I think that he'd be a lot less interesting. It's his relationship with Dr. Finn that allows him to really go on his journey. There's a lot still to happen in this season, so I really don't want to give anything away. I think I want Isaac to continue his journey. He's not done yet. He's got a lot further to go, apart from his own emotional journey. Got to do that with parenthesis, because he doesn't experience emotions, apart from when he's got the odd chip in his head. I do think that he's an essential part of the running of the ship. He is the chief science officer, and he, let's face it, gets them out of a lot of scrapes. So I think his role on the Orville is cemented, and I think his personal journey is only just beginning.
Okay, last question, because I know, once again, we'll go back to TNG. Growing up, it was an important part of your upbringing. I heard that you and Seth bonded over your love of The Next Generation. Yeah. How important to you is it that you are now a part of a show that gives the same kind of Roddenberry lessons to audiences today about representation, serious topics like suicide, things like that? What does it mean to you personally that you get to be a part of a character in a show like this?
Yeah, it's surreal. It's still surreal on a personal note. When you're talking about the themes that the Orville tackles in a similar way, it's an absolute honor to be able to be part of that. I know from engaging with fans on social media that our, some of our episodes are changing people's lives. And I remember saying to my husband when we watched A Tale of Two Topers, I just remember saying that this is gonna this episode is going to be the first time that someone, a kid or whatever, or even an adult, watches it and thinks that's me. That's who I am. That's where I am right now, and I need to get out of it. And I just think that's such a powerful thing to be part of. It's great. It's really great. I'm doing a panel on Friday here in San Diego for Comic-Con for Gays in Space, which is a non-profit organization that promotes LGBTQ issues within sci-fi fantasy. And I do think it's a really important frontier to be part of. It's a huge honor to be part of anything that can change people's lives in a positive way.
Well, and you do it with such grace, and your performance is just so amazing that there's no doubt why Isaac is one of the fan favorites. So thank you for your work, Mark, and thank you for taking the time for this interview, and best of luck with the panel and Comic-Con this weekend.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Hey Real students, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to Real School, click that round Real School logo right beside me. Also click that damn notification bell so you're aware of all of Real School's new content. You can follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link in the description below or the button down there, and you can become part of my Patreon team.